your journey into sales is atypical. At least from my perspective, it's atypical. So when you look at transitioning from a non-traditional space into sales, how did you navigate that transition process?
So without getting too nerdy on the and talking too much about the aspects of chemistry, what I'll do is I'll relate it to what people do in any job that they have, right? Whether you're an accountant or you're an insurance professional, there are tools that you're using, there is software that you're using, there are things that you're using each and every day. So as a chemist, there were all these different things in the lab, all these different kinds of instruments I was using. And so my first step into sales was actually selling the things that I was using each and every day. And so I was very fortunate because the company that I first started in sales with said they were looking for somebody who had a technical background with no sales experience. So they wanted somebody who understood the science, who understood how the instruments work. And they're like, okay, we can figure out how to make you a salesperson. And when you're looking for people or when a person is looking for a job in sales, that's the first place that I would say you should start. The things that you have the most experience using.
So I know that we have a lot of big signposts in terms of lessons and takeaways that we're going to cover through the course of the conversation, but you just dropped something there that I think it's important to call out, and that's just people development strategy in general. So what happened in your situation?
One of the things that we talk about when we're working with companies is a lot of times there's this one size fits all onboarding plan, and that doesn't work. So you always want to have, I call it a technical track and a sales track, because I always say, I don't need you to know how to sell, and I don't need you to understand the technology, but you got to understand one of the or the other. Right. And so depending on what side of the coin they're on, that's a track that you take them on. So if you have somebody who has a really strong technical background, like if you're selling some kind of SaaS product, and maybe they're on the service side or customer success, so they get that world. So teach them how to be a salesperson. Right. And if you have a salesperson who's come from the insurance industry or whatever, teach them the product. So really, that's how companies set their organizations up for success. Not having a one size fits all, but having 2 to 3 different tracks based on what the organization is looking at.